What's up? Welcome into Movement Parallels Life. I'm Kellen Mylad. Happy to be back with you, bringing you more ground movements to take care of your body. These are simple ground-based movements to promote mobility, longevity, and support your fitness or whatever physical activities that you love. Today, I want to recap the last 5 movements that we've been working with. We're gonna bring them together into one integrated practice. So I'm gonna present some of the different variations that we've already explored. And we're gonna go through 60-second intervals, cycle through each one of those movements for 2 rounds. Of course, work with the movements that feel best for your body. Feel free to play, explore, make mistakes, get outside the box, all that. It doesn't have to be so serious. The most important part of all of this is paying attention to your body, being mindful, and just the consistency of making movement a daily habit. So with that in mind, let's get right into it. We're gonna start off with our side sit variations. We're beginning with these easy hip swivels. Hands are posted back behind the hips. Feet stay in contact with the floor as the knees swivel from side to side. As we're going through each of these movements, focusing on smoothness, focusing on coordinating our breathing with the movement. And you can gradually start to expand, take your hands away from the floor. As long as the movement stays easy, stays smooth. You're starting to hinge forward, deepening the stretch when you're in the side sit. Or rise up onto your knees in a nice hip opening stretch. All right, next movement. We've got our figure 4 shift to half kneeling. So we've got our figure 4 leg position, shifting away forward and sinking into this wide half kneeling base. We want to be able to sink down into the hips. From here, we can fold forward or reach and then have control as we shift back. Switch the figure 4 legs, using some momentum to shift forward, sit back. You can start with the posted hand assisting the movement. If it feels strong, go without the hand. If you want to make it a little bit more dynamic, add the rock up. Rock back, rock up, use the momentum. And don't hesitate to hang out here in this half kneeling position. Spend some time there. You're able to sink down into the hips, open the hips. All right, next pattern, we're gonna go to our crawl position. We can start off on hands and knees. If you want to warm up your wrists a little bit, now's a good time. If everything feels good, then tuck your toes, lift your knees to hover off the ground. Start with an easy hand march. One hand lifts, the other hand pushes actively into the floor, pushes the floor away. Then see if you can do an opposite hand foot lift. Stick with this crawl balance, opposite hand foot, and then you can start to lengthen those holds. Last few seconds here. Come back to your crawl position. Then you're gonna rotate. Kick one leg across the body. We're in this tripod position. Sit hips to the floor, rock back, rock up into the tripod. And then we're gonna come back to the crawl and switch. Take your time building that pattern back up. Might take a moment to recall from when we did the last video. Looking for this rhythm, riding the rock up to the tripod position, making your way back to the crawl. Slowly starting to bring together these pieces. And then last movement in our series is our long body roll. So we can start arms and legs extended. See easy rolls reaching, controlling our body as we go from lying on our back to stomach. Adding a little bit more strength into the mix. Maybe we can keep the arms and legs lifted. Using the strength of the core to control our transition. Front side, balance on the side, roll through onto your back. Okay, we're going back for round 2. So back to our side sit position, pick up where we left off, throw in some new variations for this second round. So we're going with this sweeping switch. Back leg swings forward, creates a little momentum. Feel free to stay with the swivels from round 1 or bring in these sweeps. "20 more seconds." Continuing to find your flow. Breathe with your movement. 10 more seconds. Okay. Figure 4 shifts. You have these reversals, if you remember those. Add in some extra upper body mobility with reaching. Ten more seconds. Into our crawl position. Opposite hand for balance. Maybe turning that into a rotational crawl. So you pick up the opposite hand and foot, step them out to the side, plant them, and bring the hands and feet together. Again, you're always working to manage the intensity of these movements. You can always make things harder or scale them back, but you want to work within the level that's right for you. Not necessarily doing the hardest thing, but making sure that you're challenging yourself, but able to maintain your control, your smoothness, your composure and breathing as you move. Last few seconds. Transition to tripod. Sit, rock back, rock up, switch. Taking all the steps that you need to give yourself control and support through this sequence of movement, but gradually smoothing out those steps. Last few seconds. Long body rolls to finish. See how you can start linking these rolls together. Playing with your momentum, using your limbs. Add in some of these spinal extension press-ups, or hugging your knees in a tuck position. Keep rolling, keep breathing. That's time. Rock up to a sitting position. And then just take a few moments to check in, get your breathing under control. So now you're either wrapping up the practice or you're going to continue exploring. But the whole point of this is to make it a habit of checking in with your body, giving your body some healthy movements that access your full range of motion, that gets your muscles to engage. And just get into some of these positions that you wouldn't normally see in your day-to-day routine. So I know that may not feel like much, that 10 to 12 minutes of easy movement. It's real easy to say, well, that wasn't a workout. That wasn't enough. I need to do more. And yeah, maybe that's the case. But those 10 to 12 minutes of light movement are so incredibly healthy for your body and are doing a lot to maintain your ability to move freely and stay pain-free, especially when you make this a daily habit. So thank you so much for coming through to move with me. Take a moment to check out my other resources. I have a free 10-day ground movement course, and I have other ways that you can continue to kind of grow this practice, expand outside the box of exercise. And one last thing before you go, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All right, that's it for me. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for coming through. We'll do it again soon. I'll see you in the next practice.